Welcome back. The 10th episode of Talkshower, the most refreshing podcast in all of Belgium. Today we got a special guest, so we're talking in English.
Yes.
Yeah, do your thing, I know.
All right. The special guest we got today is a.k.a, better known as the Fashion Roadman.
Welcome to the podcast.
Welcome. Thanks for being here. We really appreciate it. It's like Bess said, it's our first English podcast, and it's kind of funny because I tend to talk Dutch and then put like some English words in it. So now
it's going to be the other way around.
Now it's going to be full English. I love speaking English, you know. No, but the first things we like to ask is like introduce yourself a little bit to the guest.
Yeah.
Like, who do you do? Like, if you could give us a couple of.
Yeah. So my name's Oduayo, but for short, my friends call me Ayo, so that's where that comes from.
Okay.
What am I? It's really hard to describe what I am. I'll just say I'm a fashion journalist.
Fashion journalist.
Because, I study fashion journalism at school. Mm-hmm. I have a YouTube channel called The Fashion Archive where I document fashion. I do write about fashion, but I also do many other things, like sometimes I do photography, sometimes I do videography. But to put it in one word, journalist, I'd say, yeah.
All right, perfect. Where'd you got that love for journalism? And then after that, how do you got that love for like fashion journalism? Because
so I think I got a love for journalism and fashion journalism but at the same time, because I know I was kind of like into fashion, but I didn't know that I wanted to work in fashion until I met this woman called Bernice Pan. This is actually a really good story, actually. So what happened was I was doing this job in London where I'd help people move their furniture. Mm-hmm. So I went to her house. I had to like pack her beds and all this stuff into a truck and drive it to France because she was moving to France. So when I was unpacking, I noticed that there was a fashion magazine, and she was in the magazine. So I was like, "Are you a designer? Or like, what are you doing in the magazine?" She was like, "Yeah, I have a brand or whatever." And I was kind of into fashion then, but I'd never worked in fashion. Mm-hmm. So I was talking to her, and I said, "Oh, so tell me about this brand." We were talking, and the conversation got so good that I ended up doing no work. And she was like, "I really enjoyed this conversation. We should go for dinner in France." So we went for dinner, and then after dinner, I don't know, maybe she liked the conversation or something, but she was like, that she's been looking for someone to hire for her brand.
Damn.
She was like, "Oh, if you're free tomorrow,
I'd like to hire you."
I was like, "Yeah, I'd quit that terrible job moving people's furniture."
Yo, talk about luck.
That was the end of, it's like luck. It's just crazy. Right place, right time.
Right place, right time, indeed, damn.
So that's kind of, and then working for her was when I really got into fashion because I learned everything about like pattern making and...
Oh, you weren't just like a seller in a store?
No. I was like a proper fashion intern.
Oh, damn.
So pattern making, sewing, also the business side. Like I would be the one to go see like the button suppliers, the zip suppliers.
That's pretty dope.
So learning all the different parts that brings it together. But I think over time designing, I realized that I'm not a great designer. So I was like, but I do enjoy fashion. So I was like, if you enjoy fashion, you're not really a great designer. What are the options? And then I realized I like to tell stories. So journalism and fashion, I could write about it. And that's how I kind of got into fashion journalism.
Because that's also what you do. Like, for example, besides your fashion journalism, like with your YouTube channel, you like, I saw a couple of videos, like you talk about the newest collection of, for example, Balenciaga, or you like explain us to like why I study at a fashion academy, or like, that's also you like to document not just fashion but everything around it also, like, you know. Okay, cool. I like that. I really like that. It's, I don't know. Before you came here, I didn't know you at all.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I remember Bas, Dan, telling me like, the Fashion Roadman, he's coming. I was like, wow, he's coming. Cool, you know, like cool. Yeah, you don't know. I'm like, nah, I don't know, bro. Check out his YouTube channel. I'm like, I'm checking it out, you know. And then you came to the atelier and we worked together. Now, the funny thing is, after that, more people, I thought about like, the Fashion Roadman. I was like, oh, it's like, he works for Buff Magazine. I'm like, damn, everybody Buff Magazine. So it's funny because like, I'm not that much into fashion. I like doing clothes, but I'm not really that much into like the high fashion. So when meeting people like you, it's like always like a surprise of like, whoa, pretty dope. You know? It's like, I don't know.
What is it about high fashion that you are attracted to?
I think so. When I worked so the brand that I worked at, that internet, is called Deploy London. And when I was there, I sort of thought of clothing as like just something to wear. But when I worked there, there's such a focus on like craftsmanship, things like sustainability, storytelling. So I started to realize there's actually more into fashion than just like you wear a t-shirt or you wear a jacket to keep you warm. There's stories woven into it. There's whole cultures linked into it. And I think you see more of that in high fashion than say like fast fashion. Fast fashion is not really much inspiration. So that's what leads me more towards high fashion. But I think it's not really about high or low because I think streetwear too is a lot about storytelling and subcultures and stuff. So that's why I'm into high fashion and streetwear. But I think just thoughtless clothing is what I'm not into. So I think streetwear has a narrative, there's thought that goes into it. High fashion, but if it's something like H&M
or Zara,
or Zara, then
something
that's
like
when
that.
I'm not interested. Yeah.
I get that. Which brand do you like the most in high fashion when it comes to storytelling?
Oh, Auntie Millimeter.
On the
Sure,
list?
yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
just
that's
got
my number
free
one
stuff from
brand.
them.
Number one.
All right. Why, if I may ask?
Oh, so many things. It's first of all, it's the craftsmanship. Secondly, it's the tailoring. Also, I think because the brand uses a lot of black, it's really hard to tell a story with one color. You have to be a really good designer to do that.
That's true.
Or like have a difference in silhouette. So I think even the story of like there's a rock star called Patti Smith that kind of inspired the early
Punk.
stages of the brand,
Yeah.
and that's why it's punk and it's like grunge in aesthetic. Even outside of the storytelling, the designs itself are really nice. The footwear to me, the boots and the loafers, I don't think any brand does them as nice as Animalista. So yeah, just overall, it's such a good brand.
All right, nice. When it comes to high fashion, I'm more into Virgil in the sense of like the simplicity of just having words.
Yeah.
Make your design. That's what I like very much, because for me, it was like, I can also be a designer now because I don't know how to sew. I don't know nothing about pattern making. I don't know about like create your story. I remember my ex, she had to do like this whole process before even making the clothes. So I'm not really like that.
You said Virgil Abloh?
Yeah. And that's why I like him, because it's like, it's
God.
very simple. Also with off.
You like him? I'm not a fan of him.
No.
Why are you not a fan of him? I
No,
actually want
because
to know.
just all the whole what was it, the 2016 era with Supreme?
Yeah.
Oh, it was such a, for me that was the turnoff for fashion. So because of Virgil Abloh, I became a bit of anti-fashion, anti-high-end fashion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it depends though, because I think the stuff like Off-White, I'm not too much fan of Off-White, but what he's doing at Louis Vuitton, I really like. Like he's doing some crazy stuff, the inspiration points, the creativity that's going into his pieces. I do like it.
The building.
So I think over time, it's almost like he's improved. He's gotten a lot better in recent, like the last two collections especially. There was one that was like tourist versus purist. That collection was really good. So yeah,
Was it
I
the
think
one with
it
the
just
buildings
depends.
like coming out?
Yeah.
Was that one? Yeah. I like
The
that one
idea
too.
behind
It
it
was dope.
was really good. Yeah.
I like Virgil. Also, like what he represents for like a black person like me. Like, I mean, imagine being creative director of Louis Vuitton as a black man, like a brand that started in
Yeah,
French
true.
Yeah.
and all that. I'm like, it's really, inspirational, you know. And
Yeah, it's the biggest luxury fashion brand. It's the highest.
it's the highest you can go, you know.
Yeah.
And he did it, and it's like if he can do it, well, brothers like us can do it too, you know. And that's nice. But yeah, we have an anti-high fashion.
Anti-high fashion, just a little bit.
Just so you know.
For me, it's more of like the price point and the entry into high-end fashion. That's where I'm big. But it's also the elitism.
Yeah.
Of
that's
high-end
a
fashion.
huge problem.
And that's
high fashion,
something that is in high-end fashion, and that's why I don't really like to
associate with it. I didn't mean like
associate
just,
with
just,
it. Yeah, it's just not my
Yeah, a
thing.
lot of people feel that way. There is terrible elitism. There's this whole thing of like, you don't belong here. Even there's some high fashion stores, you walk in and you already get the sense that like,
it is.
You feel it, yeah.
Like
So,
you can't afford this, you know. Like you're not,
Yeah, exactly.
you're not those type of guys. Yeah, that sucks. That sucks really hard. Like Louis Vuitton has it a lot. I'm not gonna lie. Like at the you have the Harte Witters in Antwerp.
Yeah.
When you enter the Louis Vuitton store, it's like that's when I have that feeling too. You know, like he's
you
not
can
gonna
feel
come and
it,
help me. You know, like he's probably gonna come
See,
and
that's
ask me
the
like,
thing,
what do you do
because
here?
even though I'm into high fashion, I never walk into like high fashion stores ever.
Why not?
Like you'd never see me walk into a Louis Vuitton store. I just don't feel comfortable.
Yeah, I get
I
that.
go to
get
like
that.
You know, like Veer in Antwerp, where they stock like high-end brands. But see, I go to those type of stores. There's loads of those in London where you can buy Prada and Louis Vuitton, but not in the store itself, like the Louis Vuitton store.
Yeah.
I prefer to go to those places. They're much cooler.
That's
People
true.
that work there is just like, touch
Like,
it, wear it, try it
that's
on.
facts,
I don't
yeah,
care
that's
if
true.
you're- yeah.
Like Dover Street Market.
Yeah, Dover Street Market is really nice. Yeah, everyone goes to Dover Street Market. No, the vibe of going into like a Dior, I don't like it. I know they're already looking at me like you can't afford it. I just,
They
it's
do.
not
They
my
actually
vibe.
do. You know, it's funny because I worked at Levi's and we already did that sometimes. Like colleagues, like "Man, they're not gonna buy it. They might. So if we used to do it, like imagine how they'd be doing it. You know, like those big companies there. But on another note, you are from London and you do fashion. Now I'm not gonna lie. Most people that we know in London is like drill or like roadmans and stuff.
Right.
How does it feel sometimes to be, because I know for my own people, like I'm black. When I hang with black people and I tell them I like fashion and I like, most of my friends be like, oh man, that's some weird stuff that you do. You know? Is it also like that in London back at your place? Like people look at you like fashion, what have you?
Yeah, it definitely. I mean, London is a bigger city. So with a bigger city, there's like more subcultures. There's parts of London where no one's gonna look at you funny if you wear anything. There's like places like Shoreditch, like Camden, really like artsy place. No one cares. But generally, at first my friends were like, bro, like what are you wearing?
What are you?
Like what is this? But
Yeah.
I think over time they just realize that you're just expressing yourself, and actually get to the point they're like, yeah, that's just him. But at first it was tough because people were like, bro, what are you
What are
wearing?
you doing?
Everything I'd wear, they'll be like, bro, what are you doing?
I remember
So
I
it's,
used,
it's the same, it's similar, yeah.
right? I remember like I went to an art school, but before that I went to like this school where you had like a lot of jocks, like football players, basketball players, and it's a different mentality, It's like the tracksuit, you're all cool, you're all manly, and most of my friends were like this. When I started doing art and everything, I started expressing myself by the music I listened to, So if I listened to the Beatles, I had like the skinny jeans, long jacket, boots on, and they were like, "Why do you wear skinny jeans with boots, man? Like, what is this?" I was like, so yeah, that's why I need to know, because if I had it, I thought like maybe another guy.
I will say, I'll put my hands up and say, I kind of got away with some things though, because I think that I was on a basketball team, I was on a football team, I used to run track. So
Oh, there used to be a
kind
jock
of
too, actually.
Yeah, so I had the balance where, okay, I'll dress differently, but I played football, I played basketball.
Yeah.
So no, my like sexuality wasn't in question, whereas someone else, they'll probably think they were gay.
Yeah, but they had that with me a lot.
Exactly.
I was not a jock at all.
So that's why people. I think I kind of got away. It was easier for me than I'll say some other people that didn't play sports. They probably got bullied. So yeah, it wasn't. I put my hands up and say it wasn't bad for me. Yeah,
I was one of the guys that got away with his shit. But wait, hold up. You played. So what type of sport you played? You played basketball, football,
and I used to be a sprinter.
sprinter.
Yeah, so I used to do 400 meters.
You still do them?
Oh, what's your
No,
what's your
not
best
anymore.
time?
No,
What's your best time?
I'm not in shape. No way. No
You still remember your
I
best
don't even
time?
have abs. I used to have abs. No.
You still remember your best time?
Yeah, so 400 meters, my best time is 53 seconds. I know 100 meters is 11 seconds. I can't remember my 200 meters time.
That's pretty fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa. Yeah, but he's 23. I don't know if you know. He's like the same age like you.
Yeah. Well, I used to run as well, right? But
Yeah, no,
not
no.
Oh,
sprinting.
what did you
I
run?
did more of like 10 kilometers.
Nice.
In under 45 minutes.
Nice. Yeah, I can't. Long
But
distance.
I'm out of shape as well now. So.
Yeah, long distance, I can't. Yeah.
I can't do both of y'all. Like I'm not a sporter. But yo, it's funny because also the first time I met you, were like, well, I saw you like, damn, this guy is probably like 28, 29 or something like that. And then at the end of the day, it's like, nah, I'm 22. I'm like, you're 23. And I'm like,
Why do you think I was older? Is it the way I look and the way I act? Or what is it?
it's the way you look and also the way you act because you're very quiet
Yeah.
and you were like, listening. But also the way you stand, you stand like when you stand up, you're like you have your hands in your pocket, you're just looking, you have your bag. You're like the serious guy,
I'm just taking in because I haven't been to. I'm just taking in like the
Big
vibe.
people
seeing
always
what people
look
do.
older, right?
They do.
Same with girls. I feel like
Big
when you
girls
see a big
always-
girl, it's like, whoa, that's a woman.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Big girls look older. Okay,
But like tall girls. Sorry, not big girls, but more like
I
tall
get you,
girls.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else? there's what else you had some good questions about like the
Yeah, I had
Antwerp
some,
fashion.
some pretty good questions, but I've forgotten.
I'll probably come to you
Yeah,
later.
we'll come back. We'll come back.
It's weird, you know, like the first episode in English is always like adapting and changing. It's I don't know. Like in the beginning of this podcast, I was kind of like very nervous. So, you know, when I'm asking questions, I start being like that kid, like I'm like that
Yeah.
guy. You know the question with the, and then I end up with something totally. But what I'm doing right now is
So tell us about Anna Millimeter, because when you came in here, you had some like bags full of stuff you got from her.
Yeah.
So how did that happen?
Well, so I've been a fan of the brand obviously for a long time. I even have an Instagram page, like an archive page on the brand.
We know.
So they kind of found out, and then they knew I was going to Antwerp. And first I met this woman, Groot, I think is her name, and she dated this Andemi's son. So I was speaking to her, kind of got in contact with her, speaking with her, and then Anne just randomly, like I met her, and then she realized, oh, this is the guy that I've heard about who has this archive page and like was a fan of the brand. So then she was just like, yeah, I really appreciate
Nice.
like how you follow the brand, you've archived some of the stuff, and then yeah, I wanted
some
those boots,
you know, like
and then I got the boots. I mean,
so dope actually, man. Damn.
Wait, she had them there? Or?
no, it was
it's
in
the store.
the store. So
Oh,
they
in the
just
store.
yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Did you get to choose which boots? Or did you just,
Well, I was going to buy them already. Like I had them. I was going to buy them, but then
she was like,
yeah,
"Nah, you can have it." You
yeah. So I'm not complaining.
know? Of course not.
Definitely not
I
complaining.
would put that card real quick back in my pocket. They're like, okay, if you.
I would have said like, yeah, this one is this size a little bit too small, but this size a little bit too big. Can I take them both?
Can I take them both, maybe? Anne?
Definitely sell one and make loads of money.
If she told me this is for free, I'd be like, "You serious, Anne? Yeah. Can I get this also?" Yeah, like,
See, I don't want to push the luck because then if I say it, she'll be like,
yeah.
"Don't watch
Don't
nothing."
push
with
your
you."
luck.
She
Don't
should've.
push your luck.
Don't do that. Next time she'll shoot, she'll be like, "Hey yo, yeah, don't give him nothing."
That guy.
It's pretty dope though. When did you start doing the Fashion Roadman on YouTube?
Yeah. So Fashion Roadman is kind of separate. So my YouTube channel is called The Fashion Archive. So what happened
Oh, I'm
was...
sorry, my bad. I
Oh
just
no,
fucked up
it's
my
good.
head.
It's good.
Oh, you didn't know?
I said the Fashion Roadman the whole time because I never took the time to see like the title on YouTube because for me it was like the Fashion Roadman, so I just
Yeah,
automatically
but
thought
I'll
it was
give you a good story about that. So even though my YouTube channel is called The Fashion Archive, with Instagram, The Fashion Archive was taken because it's quite a common phrase, the fashion archive. So I was like, okay, what is like a memorable Instagram name? And then obviously Roadman is tied to like being from London, like street culture.
Yeah, I like the name, you
gangsters.
know, I really love
And then fashion, because where I grew up, Lewisham is kind of like a rough area. There's a lot of actual roadmen there.
Oh, wow.
So it's just like this idea that there's a guy from that sort of place that's this into like high fashion. So it's kind of like strange. So then I was like, not Fashion Roadman. And it kind of became a thing. And even I tried to change my name once.
Don't do that.
I changed it to my name. People got mad. I got so many DMs like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, change it back. So I was like, okay, cool.
I loved it because when I went on your Instagram, you had like the Fashion Archive mag. So I thought like the Fashion Archive was your magazine, and then like,
Yeah.
because of your page, I thought that was linked with YouTube. But I love the name, you know, like
Yeah.
Fashion Roadman is like
Yeah, it represents like what he is.
Yeah.
but also just like the way like I don't know much about like the UK scene, but Roadman is something I know
Yeah.
from like just music. And I was like, okay, the Fashion Roadman, that guy is killing me. I made a joke also with it with you when we were eating fries. Like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna be the Belgian Roadman,
Yeah.
you know? Shit. All right, but hold up. When did you start doing it though?
Yeah, so the YouTube thing was, I think, about 3 years ago. The actual reason I did it was, once again, I figured out that, okay, design, I'm probably not going to be the next Andy Mister. It's probably not going to happen.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I like talking about fashion. I like telling stories. But when I thought about it, I was like, I could make a blog, but like no one really reads blogs. Like at that point, the whole blogging thing had
It was
gone out.
dying out, yeah.
And I was like, okay, so what can I use to sort of tell stories? And I was thinking and thinking, and then I came up with the idea to make videos on YouTube. Even though at the time, when you think of like fashion on YouTube, it was really just styling videos. So the only fashion videos you would see is like people wearing different clothes or unboxing clothing or
And
sneakers.
when was this?
3 years
What
ago.
year?
This was like 3 years ago, 3-4 years ago. So that was all you would see on YouTube. So I was like, okay, cool. I'll try something different. I didn't think it would pick any track because it's so different to anything that was there, like analyzing runway show. I actually thought that people would watch it and be like, who's this guy? He's so pretentious, like talking about this stuff like no one cares. That's what I thought. But it kind of picked up. I don't know why people watch it, but
it's dope. I like it.
Yeah, it picked up. So that's kind of how it started.
How do you how to say this? I have to say this rightly because like you're giving your opinion on something, you know, like you're watching a runway and you give your own opinion on it. How do you do it? Like, do you have a certain way of analyzing stuff? Do you think like, oh, I like this because I like the Colorado because like, nah. How far do you go into your telling what you feel about that certain collection or certain thing about fashion? Like,
yeah, I mean, honestly, first thing, when you're criticizing something, you have to be like objective and you can't do it disrespectfully.
Yeah.
And disrespectfully would just be like, oh, this is trash. That's disrespect because it doesn't really...
I feel like that.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
like you can't just say something's trash. Like there has to be a reason why. So I always, if I have an opinion, I have to say why. But most times I don't say stuff is trash. The approach I take is to explain kind of the idea behind the collection, what fabrics they use, why that pocket's that way, why it's designed
how's
that
your
way.
research on it? Like, do you know the brand before or like do you really do like your research? For example, let's say Gucci makes a new collection. When you look at that collection, will you just look at that collection or will you like link it with other stuff that they did before? Like,
yeah, so
comment dire?
I kind of know the history of a lot of brands, so I can link it based on what they've done in the past.
Yeah.
But also brands, so every season brands have this thing like press release, like show notes. So in the show notes, they actually do explain sort of like the ideas behind the collection, but they summarize it. So then you can get the show notes and read it and then start reading about all the different things that they're talking about. Then when you're done, you can go back to the collection and see, okay, how did they
Pretty dope.
use those ideas?
I didn't know though about that. Show.
Yeah. So a lot of it takes a lot of research because that's what you have to do.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, I guess people like it. People appreciate the research that I put in.
I really did.
It's also about the models as well, what models they use, right?
Yeah.
I remember like some guy analyzing a runway back when I was into fashion. I was like in 2016, Magnus running. I don't know if you know him.
Yeah, I know Magnus.
Yeah, so
I've made a video with Magnus running actually.
Oh, okay, nice. I mean, last time I've heard of him was in 2016. I kind of fell off. No offense to him, but
Anti-fashion.
no, but it's crazy that I didn't know that you also had to take in account the models, what shows they use them.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, certain models work for like certain pieces.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like different body shapes work for different types of clothes. It's really complicated. I mean,
it's way more thought out about it than what I would think.
Do you edit the videos also yourself?
Oh yeah, for sure.
All of it. Cool. That's pretty dope though. I don't know how to do that at all.
I could never let, even if I became like a millionaire, so I could never let someone edit my videos.
You'll still do your own.
No, because I just don't think someone, like the type of videos I make, it takes so much research that I don't see how someone could do it. Because for example, when I talk about certain things, I normally put the image across the screen and like I type text of like explaining what the image is. So I don't see how if I give my video for someone to edit, they haven't read about the thing, so how they know what the right image is to put on the screen. Yeah. So I don't really see how someone
they'll never be able to show your actual, how to say it, your oh my God, it's research. Like all the words. Thank you, all the research, I'm having difficulties today. I'm not gonna lie, it's really
we're a bit rusty.
I'm really rusty, right? I thought this English episode will go smooth, but I'm out here.
I think it's going really smooth.
Oh, okay, cool. If you think that, then I'm happy. And okay, but now enough about the video. The Archive magazine. How long have you been doing that? Also 3 years or?
No, so that started last year. So essentially what it was like, as a journalist, like people think journalists write things. Like when you think journalists, you think of like a writer. Even though now what a journalist is, it's kind of a blurred lines because there's many different ways to communicate.
True.
So I started with videos. I still do videos now, but then I started to write more. I started working in like the more traditional fashion, like magazines, big publications. And then I realized that the problem with working at all these big companies, it's nice. and you get a lot of access to like things that you wouldn't. But the problem is, you can't say certain things because maybe they're advertisers
Or their
and
public doesn't like
yeah.
it.
So your opinion is like limited.
Mm.
So I had the idea, I was like, okay, I can work in this sort of traditional fashion media sense, but I also want to have my own platform
Where you can
where
just say
I can
whatever
say
you
what I
want to
want.
say.
If there's a writer I like, I can pay them, come and write in my magazine. If there's a photographer, I like the way you shoot, come and do a shoot for my magazine.
Yeah.
So I can control it and things I like. So that was why I made it. And one frustration I've always had about fashion is when it comes to fashion, people only focus on New York, London, Paris, Milan, that's it.
Biggest
And
things, but you have
fashion
Seoul,
is
you have
global.
Antwerp, yeah.
There's fashion from all over the world. So in my magazine, I featured a designer from Romania, featured designer from Nigeria, like designers from all over, just to show that all the different things happening all over.
And because you told me you like to, visit the places
Yeah.
where you do your work. Did you also do that with those Romanian and Nigerian? Like you went to...
Well, I've been to Nigeria so many times and I've met a lot of the people that were in the magazine. But Romania, I've been meaning to go. But she came to London, so we met.
Okay.
Yeah,
nice.
so we still met and I got to see her collection in person and I shot it and we did a shoot. Yeah.
That's pretty dope, actually, man. Now, I'm wondering, like, how do you manage? Because, I do the same. I work, I got 3 projects, and it's difficult to manage all of it sometimes. Like, sometimes there goes more energy into one project than another.
Right.
Do you have the same, like, and if you do, where do you put your time more into than the other?
Now I think my time is more into school because I know that school, after 2 years, it's done and that's it. And then I
just
can
finish
focus
that,
on
yeah,
other
of
things.
course.
So the magazine, it's once a year because school and I don't really have time. So that's how I manage it. The YouTube channel is just when I'm free and I can make a video. There's no like time. I don't have to post every week or every few days. So there's that. So it's kind of easy
So
to
you manage
manage.
pretty well,
Yeah, because
yeah.
I control. The only thing that I have to do is my job, like working at publications. If they tell you that, okay, I need this article in 2 days, and
Then
you
it
have
has to be done.
Yeah.
You're not gonna
But
be
that's
like,
what pays
nah.
the bills. So I mean, yeah.
Because if you work, you don't study at night school, then it's just days.
Yeah, it's just day school.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so what are you after your studies? What are you going to do? Are you going to into YouTube more, trying to make a career of that, or are you going more into like the archive stuff, or trying to get something with your studies?
Yeah, so when I leave school, I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing. So the YouTube stuff, the magazine. A big thing I want to do now is start a brand because there's a magazine called 032C that I really like. It's based in Berlin, I think. And they have a brand and it's really successful. It's almost so successful that people don't even know that it's a magazine. They just think it's just a random brand. That's how successful it is.
What is it?
032C.
Oh,
yeah.
You told me that yesterday, right?
Yeah.
About
So I kind of want to have that model because the thing is, like, when it comes to money and financials, clothing has better profit margins than having a magazine. So the good thing is I'll be able to have a clothing brand that could bring in money to where I could invest more in the magazine, make it better, and it kind of works that way. So that's the big plan. So really just the magazine, the brand, YouTube, those are the main things after school.
And you told me the brand was going to be like streetwear, but like different, like you reinterpreted with different silhouettes, for example. I'm curious to see, man, if there's a color palette for your brand, what would it be? I'm kind of curious.
Well, it's just what I wear. So I wear
black,
dark
grey,
colours,
alright,
black,
cool.
grey,
Okay.
khaki, maybe some white somewhere.
All right.
But I don't really wear like really bright colors. Maybe red. I do wear red from time to time, but I don't wear like green or orange. So yeah, it would be mainly like very dark colors.
Cool. I'm the opposite. I like colors. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't always wear a lot of colors, but I like colors though. But I was gonna ask something, but I forgot. Sometimes you have like those nice questions that are in my mind, and then something I hear like a noise and I forget about it. Short-term memory, damn. Fill up for me, Bas. I'm doing fill up.
I was about to say, like, I like that, like, bright colors into fashion is also related to Black people coming from their roots. Like, in from where you're at,
Congo. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Lip-
in
yeah,
Congo,
yeah.
We have a
and
lot
they
of
make
color.
crazy patterns. It's all
do.
really colorful.
Yeah.
But I don't like color. This is per se because
But
of
it's
my
all you,
roots,
you can
know?
see.
Like,
It comes back always like if I imagine streetwear in America, where black people culture is really big. It's really poppy colors with ripped off jeans and red
It is.
sweat.
It's a good point. I mean,
so-
culturally, most, especially West Africa, the prints and colors are really bright.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think even not just all of Africa. When I think about it, even like South Africa, that if you look at their traditional wear, a lot of bright colors.
always colored. Like
Yeah.
the things my mom like those,
like
those
Kenya.
Buta,
Yeah, it's like
those
yeah,
wax prints. They're always colorful.
yeah.
But on another note, I do not like color because of black people. Just for y'all out
No,
there.
I don't want to be canceled, so I'm gonna be careful with my words.
You got to peep this one.
You're
man.
safe. You're safe. It's cool.
But I was gonna say something else. Goddamn, how does it feel working for Bob? Because I mean, from what I've heard from a lot of people and from what I've checked on Instagram, 2.2 million followers.
Yeah.
That's a pretty big magazine. So
Yeah.
how does it feel like? And also, I like to ask double question. I don't want to do that. So how does it feel like? And how did you got the job to begin with?
Yeah. So BOF, like the business of fashion, for people that don't know, is like a huge fashion publication. It's probably one of the biggest. And yeah, how I got the job, they were doing applications for like writing fellowships, and my lecturer actually sent it to me. She was like, "I think you should apply for this. Like, I think you'll be like good for it." So I applied for it,
And you worked.
and then I had like interviews with like 4 people. And then after the interview, they told me like I got the job, and I was like, yeah, this is crazy, because this is like a huge job. In fact, it's so huge that when I started working there, people were surprised that I'm still a student
And
and I
working
have that job, because they don't think it's for students. They think it's for
Yeah.
people that should have like graduated.
It is like that.
Yeah.
It's pretty nice. That's why I feel like that's what I'm asking. Like,
Yeah.
how do you feel about it? Because like it's like working for Vogue while you're still studying
Yeah.
in college, you know, and it's pretty dope actually.
I think they just appreciate that I'm just doing something different, because I can imagine most people that applied are writers and they just write. But then with me, I kind of write, but then I can make videos, but then I can do photography. So I think maybe they just appreciate that.
The fact that you're everywhere a little bit and you
Yeah,
know,
because I think in the modern world, I mean, just at school, we did a project on like some of these magazines and how they're losing money because everything's going digital. And all these print magazines are really struggling financially. Like GQ is seriously struggling because they don't have a good digital platform. So I think these magazines now and fashion publications, they're looking for people that are good
to
at
connect
digital.
them to that, that other world.
Yeah.
And when you write where you work, do they give you like, do you have like a certain subject you have to keep on writing about, or do they give you a different subject every week or every month? Like, how does that go actually? Do you get to choose the work you want to write about, or do you get it given it?
I get to choose, but it's still within a certain framework, because so how fashion works is every publication has like a point of view. So GQ's point of view is like menswear. They talk about men's fashion, more sartorial things. But now they've started to change. Vogue is about high society and celebrities. ID magazine is about like subcultures and young people. The business of fashion, as it says, is about the business, which means that whatever idea I have, if I have one idea and I take it to GQ, they're gonna try to steer it into menswear.
own, yeah.
If I write that same thing for business of fashion, they're gonna see, okay, but it has to be about what the business is in this thing. If I take it to ID, they're gonna say, okay, what are the subcultures in it? Like, what is the thing happen? So it just depends who you write for. So for me, I can have any idea, but the only thing is that I have to find a business angle within it, because where I work, the point of view is
It's
on
business,
business.
yeah.
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 So you could be like, I'm gonna talk about the new collection of Balenciaga.
Yeah.
But their business.
Yeah.
I get you. It's dope.
So recently I wrote about like how African designers are using their cultural roots, and they were like, okay, yeah, we love this story. It's amazing, but just find a business angle. So I had to talk about, okay, the business, the stores, the difficulties of these designers getting into different stores. And so that's kind of how I turned it into a...
Do you want to keep on writing for like a business-oriented magazine, or would you like to go to another direction later in life?
I like business, but I do want to try out other things. So with the business of fashion, my contract ends in 2 months.
2 months.
And after that, I'm going to go to High Snobiety, which is a different, their point of view is more like streetwear, street
Streetwear,
culture. Yeah. So then that'll be good because then I'll be writing about different things, a different point of view. Now it's going to be about like, what's the street culture
Yeah, that's
perspective? Yeah.
curious to see how you're gonna write over there,
Yeah.
because it's different things. Heist and Bite is good. I mean, that's
Yeah.
one of the first platforms I knew when I started, and I don't know much still. So that's,
For me, High Snobiety was always the supreme thing.
Yeah.
you and your supreme
I just don't like
things.
supreme things.
Yeah, I think High Snobiety has changed. I do agree. It used to be like all
Yeah,
about
it
like
used to be
hype
like
culture and supreme and
Snobiety.
yeah. But now
Hype used to be like that too, right? Like
Yeah.
Hypebeast.
yeah, I think it's changed though. Like even their point of view and how they write and the
Oh, okay, I
articles,
didn't know.
it's quite different. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
You already got a job there, or you?
So I'm negotiating.
Ooh.
So hopefully, fingers crossed, that I can by December I'll be at High Snobiety.
You
yeah.
will. Fuck it. You will.
If I
feel
ever
it.
see some article about Supreme, I swear to God.
We'll call you. We'll be like, dude, Bas told you, no Supreme, man.
I'll be like, that's not me. That's another writer.
I saw today in your story, you met Walter van Bergendonk.
Yeah.
How is he?
Oh, he's nice.
Yeah, right?
He's really down to earth. I did
is.
like him. I had a really good interview with him. I was like asking him about everything, like the Antwerp 6, Belgian fashion. I even asked him about the whole controversy between him and Virgil Abloh.
Ooh, you dare.
Yeah, you have to, as a journalist, you have to ask the hard questions.
It's true.
So
do you
yeah,
say?
that was interesting.
Well, come on, man.
You have to watch the interview.
Oh, man, now I'm gonna watch it.
I've met him like a few times. It's like pretty quiet guy.
Yeah.
It's out there with his clothing, but it's like pretty chill and
Yeah.
laid back.
He used to come a lot by Levi's when I used to work there. And
Oh, really?
He has like those regular. He liked those ragged jeans, those salvage,
Yeah.
not washed, Levi's vintage jeans, and he always comes for that, and I like it. With his boyfriend, they're like very cool, calm. It's like it's my man. I'm like, can I take a picture? He's like, yeah, of course. And I'm like, oh, my
It's
man.
funny
Walter,
because he has like the typical Antwerp lifestyle in him, going to cafes and such.
Yeah.
He loves that.
like he one of us, but
Yeah,
just
it's
a
so
little
funny.
bit.
It's funny to see. It's actually
is.
it's a real human behind.
Yeah. Because he's so famous and he's probably really rich too.
He hella rich.
Yeah, so the way he's just down to earth, you wouldn't even know that like this guy is some like famous designer. Yeah.
That's dope. I wish I can be like that too. But I know
Really
that when
rich?
I just know I know myself. When I'm gonna be famous, I'm not gonna be cool. Ain't no way I can be cool. I'll be like, I don't know.
Be flexing on everyone.
I bought this watch back in Switzerland. Nah, no biggie. 250,000, but
I don't mean to brag, but
I'll do that for a while, and after that I'll quit, and I'll be like this very
yeah, because you
Cool
won't have
guy.
any friends by then. So.
yeah. Then I'll be cool, get my friends back, and then I'm just playing. I don't know how I'll be if I'm famous. I think I'll hate it. I think
Really? Why?
The attention.
Yeah.
Also, and
You love it for like 1 week.
I'd love it indeed. I would love it. I would play with it, but then after a while, I'd get sick of it. Just also people knowing my business, having no privacy, people looking up to you because it's like, well, thank you for my certain ideas. Yes, look up to me, but not for life. Like,
Yeah.
that's what happens a lot with famous people. Like, it's no longer their art that makes them famous, but their whole lifestyle. It's like
Yeah.
Kanye is no longer his god. It's like, oh, man, he makes nice beats and he's a nice producer. He makes nice clothes, but
Definitely not a god. Like,
yeah, like,
Yeah.
and I don't want that. I don't want people idolizing me like that, and
yeah.
scares me. I don't know.
What are your thoughts about Kanye?
Oh,
I like some things about him and then dislike other things. I think as a creative, he's amazing. He's a creative force. I feel
That's
like
true.
I think
that brain.
that brain is insane, and that and you can tell because he's been successful in so many different things. Whether we're talking about like fashion or music, he used to make beats.
Then he became a rapper.
Yeah, then
and all
became a
that.
rapper. Succeeded in everything he does. So it's clear that there's something about him
Almost everything.
that's really
He didn't become
talented.
president, so
Well, yeah,
Hey,
not good at politics.
don't wait.
Not
He
yet,
might,
not
he
yet.
might run
He
again.
might,
you
he
know.
might. But like the whole Yeezy thing, because it was quite big.
Yeah.
It still is.
Yeah.
I remember everyone wearing Yeezys, fake Yeezys, real Yeezys, everything. So what are your thoughts about Yeezy? And
Yeah, I mean, I liked it. Like, I remember when they first came out, and I used to be one of those kids that would like line up in the queue and then
Yeah,
buy
yeah.
the shoes and then sell them for like 10 times the
Nah, you
price.
used to be a reseller.
Yeah.
You
Man,
used
I
to be
hate
a part of the
resellers, I'm not gonna
problem.
lie.
Yeah. I used to be a reseller, but then it's not even because I didn't like, because for me, it was just good money at that age. I was so young, it was just really good money.
that.
But why I stopped was just the whole scene around hype culture, and I just don't like the people around those things. They're just, I just don't like the people, the community. It's just a bit, like you said, the elitism. It's
Yeah.
kind of,
It's
it turns
same
you
in-
off it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I hated it.
If you could change it, like by doing anything, how would you change it? How would you change like the whole elitism, hypebeast culture?
It's just like, what people need to understand is that fashion is just, people express themselves through the way they
cool.
dress. Like,
Yeah.
people can wear whatever they want. Like, no one cares. And I don't know why, like, with the Supreme thing, for example, if they're wearing Supreme and you're wearing, like, something else, they're like, this guy's not even cool because he's not wearing Supreme. It's just so,
It's like, dude.
it's just so
even
weird.
when let's say you're wearing Supreme and he's wearing Supreme, they also don't like each other.
Yeah, because it's like, mine's more expensive.
Or is yours fake?
Yeah, or I've got the Louis Vuitton collab and you don't. So
You
it's
don't.
Only
almost
got
like-
the
Yeah.
Babe collection.
Yeah, it's almost like childish. So that's actually why I stopped reset. I just got turned off the whole thing and just moved like away from that whole scene.
It
I
also
feel
sucks
like-
because like
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, go on, go
Well,
on.
it also sucks because like sometimes you just want to wear the shoe.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a type of guy. I just want to buy the shoe and be able to wear it until
Yeah.
it's destroyed.
Yeah.
Until my big toe gets out of the shoe and then I throw it away. You know, and it sucks because then they sell a shoe that you could have bought for like $100. It becomes like fucking 1,000 almost. It's like, come on, man, it's a shoe. You know.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I liked it in the beginning because it's like you say, you
Yeah.
can make quick bucks and you had real quick money. But at some point, it's the elitism.
Yeah.
And also just the joy of not being, the joy of wearing something went away. You know, because even when you bought it that expensive, you just felt like you had to take care of it. You know, like
Yeah.
I cannot fuck this up because I might sell it to get my money back. It's like,
But that's
The
really
scene-
a brand's thing's fault, in my opinion, because
Yeah.
they make it so inaccessible. So you have to wait in line for to get it, and you have people selling it for higher money. So
but they do that because people wait in line also, you know? I mean, I remember when I used to work at Adidas, we had those shoes. So we had like the Yeezys and
the Alexander Wangs probably as well.
nah, just the Yeezys.
Oh, just the Yeezys.
Alexander Wangs, we had them later, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we had like the Yeezys and everybody was like, we had enough shoes, but then the staff put some aside.
Right. They always do that.
Oh yeah.
Or we have like
we call it backdooring. Yeah.
people used to do that a lot. And for example, or we have enough shoes and already people ordered it beforehand, like with
Yeah.
friends. And that sucks, you know, because it's like sometimes not even the brand, it's just the people are causing that haza and like that chaotic.
You know, Pata in London was known for that. Like,
For real?
so Pata would like, because they had an account with Nike, and I think they lost it because they like abused it so much. Because they would like make people do raffles in London, and then they would like reserve all the not even like a little bit, all of the sneakers, and then people will come like, I won the raffle, and then they'll tell them, oh, we've run out of stock. And some people, you can imagine like, some people live in like Newcastle, which is like, if you want to go from Newcastle to London, it's like 4 hours by train. It's the other side of England. People travel that long, they spend loads of money on the tickets just to get to London and go to the Pata store, and they're like, oh, we've run out of stock. There's things like
Yeah,
that.
that's
They are first in line. They are first in line. They come in. Oh, sorry, we only have a UK 4.
Yeah. yeah.
dickhead move. I'm not gonna lie. If it, oh wow, damn, I didn't
So
know
the
that.
scene
about
is it's just messed up. But even though I used to resell, the stuff I did like, I would just wear it and beat it to the ground. People used to be mad at me like, do you know how much those shoes are worth? Like, but it's like shoes they're for wearing, they're shoes.
They're
It's not
made
like,
for it, you know,
I'm
like-
not gonna put it on a wall and just hang it. It's
I have
not.
some friends of mine who do that. They're like, you want to see? Nah, man.
Want to see my archive?
Fuck. Is there something else you like besides fashion?
Yeah, I mean, I'm into sports. Like I told you, I played
Yeah.
a lot of sports. So even now I watch a lot of sports, whether it's basketball, football, athletics.
Have you watched the Olympic Games?
Yeah, I always watch the Olympics games. I'm a
always
fan
watch
of
Olympic
Formula One too.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh,
You're surprising me right now. Like everything you're saying, you're just surprising me. You know. Like,
So I'm into a lot of things. You'll be
cool.
surprised.
All
Yeah.
right.
Wait, what was it at the Olympic? At the Olympics, there was a UK guy. It was a swimmer. No,
The diver.
The diver.
Tom
yeah.
Daley.
He was gay and he
that's
expressed
Tom
it on
Daley,
live
yeah.
television. I have respect for that.
Yeah.
His
What did he
first
do?
time.
What did he do?
He said he was gay on television.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Props.
And the Olympics
he did an
were
Ellen
in-
DeGeneres.
Yeah, that was some Olympics a few years ago. But yeah, because not many people go open in public like
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
and say
I mean,
that they're gay. Yeah.
I know Ellen DeGeneres did that, and that's also how she got very famous.
Yeah.
Also, like when she did on the television show. But yeah, if you were gay, would you do it also like that outside?
Yeah,
How did you
because
open up? Would you do that?
I think the way I've lived my life, if I was gay, but I could be the same person,
Yeah.
I don't think anyone would care because I'll still be the guy that plays basketball and I think that's what made me get away with things. So I think if I was,
You'd come
it
out
would
like
be one of those things like people would be like, yeah, it's just him. Just the same way I was wearing weird
Dope, man.
clothing and people are just like, yeah, it's just,
I don't know. I think if I was gay, I would come out a very open way. You know, like
Yeah.
maybe like that guy on TV. You know, just be like, fuck it. I'm not gonna just tell my mom and dad. The whole world can know, and then they can all leave me alone.
Yeah,
you
it
know?
should be like that.
Yeah, do something like that too. It's dope. We had one of the first episodes. I think it was the fourth one. We had like Lander, and he's a drag queen, and his artist name is Amanda Please Me, and he told us about the whole drag culture and drag scene in Antwerp. And I'm not gonna lie to you, it's fucking dope.
Yeah.
man. Like, for real. Like he showed us how like the makeup, how he did that, how he does that, how he makes his own dresses. It's incredible, you know. And I feel like I don't know, I like it. It has nothing to do with anything we're discussing.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
felt
Yeah,
like
but-
shout outing London right here. It's fucking awesome.
Drag queen culture is also pretty into fashion.
yeah,
It is.
sure.
It's a
You can
it's a
see
different
it.
part of
Like they
fashion.
make
yeah.
their own costumes and some of those
Yeah.
costumes are really difficult to make. Like it takes a lot of skill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have shows also these days, like about like RuPaul's and everything.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Well, they have to design things
Mm-hmm.
and yeah.
Do you watch fashion shows? Not just RuPaul's, but for example, Anna Wintour also has one. The CDF,
Wait, what's that one fashion? PAQ?
PHQ.
Oh, the YouTube group.
Oh, the YouTube. Oh, now we need to
okay.
know what's up. Oh, the YouTube. group.
Nah, so okay, PAQ is this group of like 4 guys.
Yeah.
And they're on YouTube and they used to like go around like London and like other places. Like they went to New York and stuff and do like fashion challenges. But I never really took it seriously only because I know some people that are part of PAQ and I knew it was all fake and I knew that everything they said, it was a script.
Yeah,
So
of
nothing
course it
was
is.
genuine. So to me, it's just like, nah, it's just scripted and it's, yeah.
Oh, I thought it was real. I thought
No,
it was real. Oh.
no, you couldn't
No,
tell.
it's scripted.
I couldn't tell. Could you tell?
Yeah.
Well, he's a tech
Yeah,
guy.
But
he
you
knows.
also had like the other thing of PAQ with that they started the restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
I don't even know it that well. You know?
that quit like 3 episodes later, and I remember I messaged the guy on Instagram, one of the guys with long hair and
Yeah.
mustache, and he was like, "No, it's all fake, bro. It's just
Yeah.
Oh.
PAQ is just a piece of shit."
Yeah.
No.
I was like,
it's,
"Whoa, I didn't know."
it's just hard for me to take it seriously when it's a show is supposed to be genuine responses and and everything
is.
was script. Every single thing they said, it was just like, yeah.
That's what we like to do at Talkshower. Like, even though you have like me being awkward for the first 10 minutes, it's part of the podcast. you
Yeah.
know?
It's supposed to be genuine.
Yeah,
Yeah, like-
it's part of being human.
It is, and that's what we like having also. And it's right. I feel more relaxed now.
Yeah.
I like the conversation. now, you know?
Knowing that PAQ is fake, or
Knowing that PNQ is fake and all the rest that we did before made me relax.
And they
Talking-
broke up anyway because
oh, isn't? I don't
yeah,
know.
they didn't like the financial agreements. I don't know if like this is common knowledge, but yeah, the financial agreements they sort of like exploited the members of PAQ, so they left. That's why they haven't posted a video.
Oh, I thought
like,
it was due to
damn.
COVID.
No. They like
Oh,
ended
it's
it.
completely stopped.
Yeah.
So you
it's
can
done,
now
it's
try
done.
to assign for being a member of PAQ.
Yeah, like, if you want to.
Nah.
I definitely don't want to be part of it.
After hearing all this, you know, guys.
Hey, if they need an editor, I mean, like.
Still apply.
But talking about fake things, what's your opinion on fake clothing?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of in two minds. I mean, there's one side where it's like designers put a lot of work into like creating really original things. Some designers, it can take them a year, or like even Mista, like she's known for her footwear, and some of her footwear has taken like years and years and years to perfect the shape and everything, and then for someone to just copy it, all that year's work, and then sell it for less. There's a problem with that. But then also you have to think of like price point. Like not everyone can afford like Mista boots. Some of them are like €1,000. Like how many people can spend €1,000 on a pair of boots? It's not.
Yeah.
I know many.
Yeah, it's not realistic. So I can see both sides. So I don't really know if like there's something wrong with fakes or it's good. Personally, I can see both sides to it.
It's dope though. I mean, like I remember back in the days. I don't know if you used to jerk.
Oh, I was big into jerking.
Cool. Well, I was into jerking too, and you had like this Antwerp scene, and you know, not a lot of us could afford Vans, you know. So we used to go to this street called Offerandestraat. It's like this street where they sell like cheap things, you know. And you had like those knockoff from Vans, and they were called Andes. Everybody used to rock Andes, you know. Like at some point, you didn't want to have Vans no more. It was like, nah, man, where your Andes at?
God.
You know, like where your Andes at? It was that type of vibe. So I don't know. I feel like
way.
knockoff and fake in some ways, it can be really dope and cultural also, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, Dapper Dan.
Yeah, exactly.
That's so nice.
That's why I said I can see both sides,
Yeah.
because even so, what Dapper Dan did was even crazy, because what Dapper Dan did was Gucci made designs for like high clientele, like European audience.
Yeah.
And Dapper Dan was like, okay, these rappers, they like the brand Gucci, like what it means, like the luxury,
Yeah.
but they're not gonna wear like that silhouette of jacket. So Dapper Dan was like, okay, I'll take the logo and make a like varsity jacket, like designs that the rappers would wear, and that
Yeah,
became
yeah.
big. And they shut him down. But
Oh, God.
now that varsity jackets is like the
Now
thing
you
to
want
wear,
it,
then
you
they
know?
copied him, and that's when now he works with them because people got mad. But yeah, so
too bad though,
that's
but yeah.
that's like the good side of
I love it because it's just like
counterfeit
reinterpreting
culture,
it. You
yeah.
know? I mean, you have people just knocking off a brand, but you have some really like mental. I don't
yeah,
know,
the
I
Air
mean,
Force One, the
yeah.
mental story. That's
That's also
a
a nice
really
one,
cool
you know?
story. Yeah.
I want to explain it to people, but I'm sorry, people. I don't know the story that well. Maybe Ayo. You
There's a really good documentary on YouTube that you can watch on it.
For real? Which one?
Yeah. Just type on YouTube mental
Mental
ones, and
documentary.
there's a whole documentary on.
We'll do that. I'm gonna put it on the link below. I don't know why I'm talking to the camera. Sometimes I do that. I like.
But for me, fakes was always like when you have people reselling everything and it goes up to StockX for like €1,000.
Yeah.
I'm just like, sorry, but those are Vans with like
Yeah.
or some Air Force with like this.
Just
little
one print
thing.
on it. Yeah.
Yeah, so then I can see why people buy fakes.
Yeah. I mean, there's like context to it too.
Yeah.
Because like when people buy fakes of like, let's say Louis Vuitton because they can't afford it, whatever, I don't actually care, because I'm like, at this point, the people that will buy Louis Vuitton regardless of who's buying fakes or not. They're a $1 billion company for a reason. Like
Yeah.
people buying fakes not really going to change it. I think I care more about like independent designers who are like still struggling and stuff. I wouldn't
Shein
want
does that
people
a lot with
to, yeah,
independent designers,
exactly.
like, damn.
That's where I don't really like fakes or
But
copying.
they won't be copied as much as let's
Yeah,
say
But
the
they
one-
are though. Like for real. Like you have to check out like Shein.
Yeah, there's on Instagram. It feels like every day there's a controversy
Every
where
day there's
Shein
an
has
upcoming
copied,
art-
an
Yeah.
upcoming artist or an upcoming designer.
Like my ex showed me one of those designers that got ripped off by Shein. Like it was identically the same,
Yeah.
you know, just like a different color or like maybe a little bit longer, but like
Oh, that's
I feel like if you copy me, at least try and be a little bit different, you know, just a little bit. But that's just straight out disrespectful, you know.
Yeah.
Like, it's
yeah.
like,
You
dude, that's
also
my
made a
heart.
video about that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like your hard work and everything you put in it, like your heart and soul, your story basically, and then it's like somebody taking you know, like copying
Yeah, I
you.
mean,
Sucks.
the thing about me is like, I don't know why copying ever happens, because if I like someone's design, I'll just collaborate. It's just that easy. Just collaborate. I like your design.
It's like Walter said to Virgil, you know.
Yeah,
like,
it's
could've
just like, just collaborate. If I really must make that piece, then just collaborate. It's not, fashion doesn't have to be difficult.
It
Shein
is.
is a really rich company. Why can't these collaborators? They're not going to even ask you for like millions of dollars. If you give them €1,000 and just do it, they're going to be like, what?
Won't be-
They're just tiny.
Yeah,
Cool.
maybe it won't be good for their brand name.
But it will be though. I feel
Shein
like
working
because
with designers.
yeah, up and
Yeah, I
coming
don't-
designers. I feel like people would champion that. Don't you think? Like
Well, yeah, some people, but like maybe their audience is more like elitism.
Nah, Shein
I don't know.
is like AliExpress.
yeah,
Oh, is it?
yeah.
Oh,
That-
sorry,
that's
I didn't know.
how I knew you
Yeah,
didn't
sorry, I
know.
didn't know about
Yeah,
Shein.
Shein is
my,
like-
my bad.
When you were talking about Elite, I was like, nah. We got the wrong Shein
sorry,
over here.
sorry, I thought it was like
Nah, it's cool. I felt that.
Yeah, I feel like people would champion collaborations if Shein was collaborating, like helping up and coming designers, independent artists. Yeah,
There's ways of doing it. It's like you're saying, like you could collaborate. You don't have to, copy. You can just collaborate. It's sad, But then again, I also think that company is like very lazy when it comes to that. They're like, fuck it, we need designs. We take designs and we
Yeah.
sell it super cheap, and we don't look back.
Oh, no work,
yeah.
No work.
big money.
God damn. Oh no, he's looking.
I'm looking at the time. We got about 5 minutes left.
got
or
about
something
five-
for-
no!
before we hit like 1 hour.
I just got in the flow. I was just about to ask other questions. I was feeling it.
Okay, you can still. We have
Okay, now you're
5
putting me on the
minutes.
spot. Now you're putting me on the spot. Now, 5 minutes, so we're gonna be like, is
Make
there?
it worth.
Oh, make it worth. All right. Hey, yo, is there something you'd like to tell the public or us before you leave? And yeah.
I mean, I could think about something, but I mean, just come to Antwerp if you're not from Antwerp already. Antwerp is
Oh,
cool.
what do you like about Antwerp?
Oh.
Oh, okay. So first of all, coming here, I thought it'd be bigger than it is.
Yeah, it's pretty
Because
small.
I didn't know like how small it was going to be.
It's
And then
pretty small.
also I like how like open it is. So a good example is like, at least in the fashion scene in London, obviously we have a lot of famous designers where we're talking about like Vivienne Westwood or Paul Smith, like all these big figures.
Burberry.
Yeah, but they're so they put themselves on like a higher level of like everyone else, and they'll never like come down to a level and like talk to people. Whereas in Antwerp, in like just a week, I've met like some of the most famous designers from here, and I'm just some like young journalist, but they're just like, we just appreciate that you like Belgian fashion, you like talk about it and you cover it. They're like, oh, we appreciate you type of thing. I don't get that vibe in London. And that's something that I do like coming to Antwerp, like how appreciative like people are and just like collaboration and stuff. Like I walked into Labels Inc., the store, and the woman, and she was like, oh my God, yes, I love what you do in like Belgian fashion. Like she's giving me like these Dries Van Noten catalogs from like 20 years ago. She was like, you'll appreciate this. I know you'll probably use it for a video or something.
Damn.
Yeah, but in London, that would never happen. It just wouldn't.
That sucks, though.
I won't ever be able to just like meet Vivienne Westwood. It's just not gonna happen.
I wish I could meet her, though, man. I have so much questions for her. Like, I'd just be like... she's one of my favorite designers.
Yeah.
Like, well, not one of my favorites, but one of...
Are you into like punk culture? Do you like
I
punk?
love
Yeah.
punk culture. That's why I really like her
Yeah.
also, I love punk culture, so she's one of the designers I like. John Galliano, I like too.
Yeah.
Not per se for his design, but just the name.
Yeah.
Galliano is I've seen him. Straight up.
Oh my God.
I was a kid on TV and I heard the name John Galliano. And I saw a couple of his designs. And I'm like, I don't.
That's
just your name.
It's
man.
garbage.
Your name, I love it. John Galliano, done. Karl Lagerfeld, I like. And one I do like, one of my favorites is Yves Saint Laurent.
Yeah.
Because, well, I've been also to Marrakesh and I've seen like this museum. of
Yeah.
Yves Saint Laurent. I liked it. Also, his designs are very simple, but they say a lot,
Yeah.
Especially for a woman. I mean, like, I could see a woman wear that and I would be mesmerized
Yeah.
by her, and I would have
Yeah.
a whole story in my mind. And how to represent that with just clothes is incredible. But yeah, John Galliano, Yves Saint Laurent.
No Belgium artist.
Yeah. No. Local.
man.
Local talent.
If I should choose a local talent, it would be Walter van Berenhoek. Because I think he's the most extravagant. I like very extravagant people.
Yeah.
he is.
Think outside the box. It's my favorite. That's weird because then you have Yves Saint Laurent, but he's not like outside of the box. He's like looking outside the box. You know what I mean? I'm going way too deep into this. But anyway, Walter van Berenhoek. But this is not about me. It's about you. Favorite food that you ate here in Antwerp?
Wow. So
McDonald's.
no, so I went to this like traditional restaurant that one of my friends told me to go to. I can't remember what it's called, but I had this like traditional Flemish beef stew.
Stoofvlees.
I think that's what it's called.
yeah.
And it's like this beef stew that's like they cook it in like beer.
Yeah, that's
But
stoofvlees.
when I was like, it's cooked in beer, I was like, nah, this is gonna taste terrible.
No,
But I had it and it's so nice.
Which is good.
Honestly, it's so nice. I've never had anything like that.
What's
before,
even
so I'd
better
say
if
that
when it's
was-
homemade.
When it's
Yeah,
When it's
homemade.
homemade, oh god.
So that's the next step. I need to get some homemade.
My grandma can make that for you.
Nice.
You also eat like les moules. How do you say mussel in Dutch? In English?
Mussels.
Mussels.
Ah,
We're gonna eat some mussels.
Yeah.
It has to be the season for that. I'll call you. Like we're gonna eat with the whole family. We have like 10 kilos. Like it's my brother with his kids. It's my little brother. It's my uncle. The whole family. You're gonna be there. You're gonna be eating with us, man. Promise you that. I'm gonna put it on my agenda.
but that,
Mussel
honestly,
season.
that Flemish beef stew was nice.
It's good,
man.
right? It
was
is good.
nice.
It's good.
You had it with the fries?
Yeah, of
course.
Yeah,
Of
it was nice, man. Like, yeah, that was nice. When they were like, "Yeah, it's cooked in beer," I was like, "Beer?" I'm not too sure.
You have a rabbit. It's also made like that, and that's also delicious.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love the rabbit more than the stoofvlees. But damn, the stoofvlees.
This stuff.
So, anyway, I think we're done.
Yeah, Roman. Anything?
A shout out.
Top 5 drill artists.
Oh, top 5 drill artists. Ooh,
Well, don't call yourself the Roman if you don't want to get this question. So
It's true. It's
wow, so many drill art. Wow, where do I even start? Okay, if I say like now, now I'm trying to think of like drill artists I listen to now. I listen to Billy Millions,
I don't even know them.
Billy Millions, Heady One.
Anyone is good.
Top 5.
6, 7.
There's so many. I like 6-7, but I wouldn't put 6-7 in like my top 5 drill artists. But 6-7 is like OG as far as the
Yeah,
London
yeah,
scene, like one of the first drill artists out of London.
Berm? Yeah, I
And you really are your.
I know a couple of guys.
Yeah. I'm trying to think because there's just so many. You know what? Let me. I have to look at my phone and check like my playlist and see who I listen to the most.
I feel that.
What's it? What this? There's also this new upcoming guy, Central C, or what's his name?
Yeah, Central C is good. I'd
not
say
such a fan.
as far as like now, he's like more popular now. But I think if I'd say top 5 G, I wouldn't put Central C.
Wait, isn't he white?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like his music,
Yeah.
but I'm not. I mean, I like it. Like the Trap Star album, I think. Was my songs.
Wait, I think he's more going to like a slow tie.
Yeah.
career.
I agree.
I like Slow Tie though.
I agree. I'm just looking at my playlist. Wow, it's even worse. It's harder to make this.
Oh shit.
This.
But we got Heady One and Millennials. What do I do? I like Homerton T.
Oh, Unknown T.
Unknown
yeah,
T,
Unknown
my
T is
Homerton T.
in my
Oh my
top 5.
God.
Definitely, Unknown T is.
Unknown T is
He's
good.
Unknown
They
T
did
is
that
hard.
song like.
Yeah,
Right out
he's-
the thing, I'm gone.
Yeah, that his Rise and Betches. What pull up. That his voice.
I like that.
You ever going to make drill?
Nah. I feel like if you make drill, you have to kind of be in the streets, and if you're not, it's cringy. And
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I don't live that life, so I'm not gonna
Don't
be like,
talk
yeah,
about that life.
dip a
Fashion-
man
fashion
down.
drill.
Like people are gonna look at this guy. Look at the way he dressed. Like,
You also,
like, no.
your face is too happy.
Yeah,
to
it's
be
like
that
this guy
It's
is not dipping anyone down. This guy is not.
Gucci ski mask.
Yeah, so I wouldn't make if I used to make music before. Like I told him earlier. We did a freestyle.
We did.
Yeah.
Why did we not? You see, 5 minutes is too short. There's so much we have to talk about. You know? We have to document a lot.
But yeah, I just rap about my life. I'm not gonna like claim that I've done stuff that I wouldn't. And drill is you have to talk about stuff you've done.
Of
So yeah.
course.
Oh, but he's not the best freestyler out there. Though.
Yeah,
We're gonna do a freestyle right now.
I'm not a freestyler.
Don't put him on the spot, man.
I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that.
So yeah, no top 5, I guess. But
Yeah, we have the
too hard,
top
but
3.
we had a top 2.
We had a top 3, you know.
So any last shout outs you want to give?
I guess shout out to London. I'm the first foreign person on the show. So that's cool.
It is.
We had an English episode.
Yo, shout out to
Nice.
London.
Shout out London.
God damn. Can I do a shout out? because I promised. I promised a
I
friend
guess
of mine I'd
that
do a
you're-
shout
yeah,
out,
I
you know.
guess.
Okay, Pablo, this is for you. Race, shout out to Racing De Niro. Yeah.
Okay, where
Alright.
can people find you?
So you can find me all social media at Fashion Roadman and on YouTube at The Fashion Archive. Yeah.
Make sure you check him out for real. Like, man's got knowledge when it comes to fashion. So I had to. I had to.
Yeah, do your thing, man.
But yeah, make sure you check him out. Fashion Roadman, like you said, on your Instagram and the Fashion Archive on YouTube. Super nice videos. I haven't read anything that he wrote yet, but I will, and I'm pretty sure it will be awesome. And you will get the job at Highest Nabity. I feel that.
Fingers crossed.
I just feel it.
We
My
will be
bones.
cheering you on.
When you do tell us, we'll put in the podcast like, hey, made it! Yeah, the reason I'm moving this, by the way, is because we're going to do the walkout. So
Yeah.
we don't stop, we just stand up and we walk out. So, yeah, that's it.
Okay, that's it. That's a wrap.
That's a wrap. I'm so hungry. Gotta eat, bro. I don't know how you felt good, but I love it. Man, goddamn.
Yeah.